Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with more Men of Yoshiwara Ohgiya. Back with Utsusemi around chapter 4. Yay! But a very, very interesting chapter. Title, sorry. Chapter 4, Orphan. So, guess we're going to find out a little bit more about Utsumi. Because he did tell us last time about it. So, guess we'll find out a little bit more info. Anyway, let's get going. Let's go, guys. It's finished. I spread out the bag I had finished embroidering, feeling satisfied. It was a small bag, only big enough to hold small change, with a horseback archery pattern on it. I had happened to find the fabric in our bags this morning, and it caught my eye. I had put odds and ends together and made a handy coin pouch that even a man could use. There wasn't any particular meaning to it, or so I told myself. Miss, could I have a moment? As I was looking at the bag and trying to convince myself, Musashi called to me and I hurriedly put the bag away. Yes? What is it, Musashi? Forgive me for bothering you during your break. If it's all right with you, miss, a customer would like to have a word with you. Oh? Who is it? A lady named Yoko. Random. She's the daughter of an honorable man who often comes here from the mainland. Oh, yes, I met her before at a banquet. She's the same age as me, but wasn't she studying abroad? I guess she's back. Yes, she returned the other day and is sightseeing on the island. I see. I'm coming. It had been years since I'd seen her, but I remembered her being cheerful and avant-garde. I gave up on visiting the brothel with the bag I had made and went out to our shop. Why would I have to give it up? There, Yoko had laid out some fabric, older and more beautiful than I remembered. She was looking only at high-class items that a regular person wouldn't be able to afford. Hi, Yoko, it's me, Kaze. When I spoke to her, she turned around, her face brightening. Oh, Kaze, it's been a long time, years even. How have you been? Good, thank you. Not a lot has changed here. You're looking very well for yourself, Yoko. Thank you. Still, you're stiff and awkward as ever. Huh? We're almost the same age. You don't have to act so formal with me. I suppose you're right. Yoko had always been a candid person, but I had the feeling living abroad all those years had made her even more so. By the way, could you show me around the island? Show you around? I'm only staying here for a short time, so I thought I'd go sightseeing. Yoko leaned forward. There was fire in her sharp-looking eyes. Feeling pressured by enthusiasm, I nodded yes. Sure, buddy. After that, when it came to showing her famous places on the island, I ended up showing Yoko the pleasure quarters of Yoshiwara. Yep, that's the number one thing about our island. There's always the pleasure district. Yeah. The sky was dyed the colors of sunset, tinged with the dark blue of the coming night. Wow, what a lovely gate. Yoko stopped in front of the gate to Yoshiwara and cried out in amazement. I had been as surprised as her just a short while ago, yet I already felt myself suddenly feeling nostalgic. Kaze, is there a man that you're visiting in there? Huh? Her eyes were suddenly filled with curiosity. I didn't know how to respond to her question. It's totally written wrong, but I figured it out now. I wonder what it's like to visit the same man over and over. I'm so interested. It's like the same thing as dating, which I'm sure they have on the mainland. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know if other places like Yoshiwara exist in this world. Do you become close and fall in love? Or is it not like that? Those kind of feelings. What a probing question. I didn't know how to answer. Good question. With the man I'm seeing in Yoshiwara? I think we have mutual feelings for each other. He's just an acquaintance. Ooh, that's incredibly harsh. It's strictly a business relationship. Okay. He's well, it's what? Well, we made our third meeting since, as far as we know. So more like he's an acquaintance, but I sleep with. I'm supposed to sleep with. I don't. But he's cool. We're still meeting as acquaintances, so there's nothing to tell right now. but I'd like to get closer to him a little by little. You're so serious, Kaze. You should try to have more fun. But then again, men are probably quite taken with women like you. Even as I smiled, trying to brush off her curious gaze, I grew worried. Of course, the banquet tonight was for Ohgiya in general, but that meant that Utsumi would naturally be there. If Yoko took a liking to Utsumi, I didn't know what I would do. Someone as fascinating as Yoko with the charm of the big city? I could not hope to rival her. I hoped and prayed my worries would not come true. But my premonition was spot on. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Oh my god, you're too cute! Yoko had taken a seat close to Utsumi, acting characteristically pushy. She looked very happy. She hadn't done anything wrong. Isn't this what banquets are for? But my chest was heavy, and I didn't want to watch. Yoko, I think it's time to take the alcohol away. You've had a little too much. Huh? No, I haven't. I don't think you should be sitting this close either. This is the first time we've met. Oh, you're so innocent. This is a shop for entertaining women, isn't it? Isn't Sully moving closer to one of your tactics? If it is, you've succeeded. Thanks. I really didn't know what to do. Should I just sit there and smile? Should I get angry? Or sad? It was painful to watch, and Utsumi didn't look the least bit happy either. But this was Utsumi's job. I couldn't ask him to stop. I was the one who brought her here in the first place, after all. Geha, pour Yoko some sake. What? Yes, right away. Responding to Kuto's sudden order, Geha poured sake into Yoko's cup. Oh, what a cute little boy you are! Thank you! Little boy? Ooh, that's really low. Such a blown up gag. He's like, little boy. Oh, he's about to debut. That's so mean. You're still a little boy, aren't you? You haven't even had your first time with the clients. It's been a while since someone called Geha a little boy. Not since he was a young servant, I don't think. Oh, really? He's still super cute. But even little Geha is going to have his first time soon enough. He's basically finished with his training. Oh, what kind of training would that be? Gakuta and Geha looked at each other and exchanged some kind of signal. The next minute, Geha was grinning with a particularly adorable smile. I'll tell you about my training, Miss Yoko. Gakuta's teaching me all about how to treat women. We start by learning the proper way to bow. Geha taught at length without even losing his smile. All that while, he offered Yoko alcohol and enjoyed the party with her. Kaze. Then Gakuta leaned over and spoke to me. What is it? This must be awful for you and Utsumi. Huh? Gakuta chuckled slightly and narrowed his eyes. He then brought his lips to my ear and whispered in a soft voice. It's a lot of work to be a mainlander with no concept of etiquette. And we can't afford to treat her ill after a valued customer like you has brought her here. I listened to Gakuta and then glanced at Utsumi again. Though looking downcast, he was helping Geha entertain Yoko. For a brief moment our eyes met and he smiled, looking troubled. You've done nothing wrong, and I'm grateful you've come for the banquet. I'm just saying you look like you're having a hard time with this, too. Not at all. Yoko's only been on the island for a short time. I wanted to at least show her a good time. I see. You would give up your Utsumi for that. What? I never meant... I raised my voice without meaning to, but quickly closed my mouth. When I was over at everyone, I was relieved to see it. It looked like they hadn't noticed. But the next moment, suddenly they all started smiling. Oh, Geha, you're so funny. What happened? You all look like you're having fun. Yes, Kakuto. Utsumi was just telling us about a little mistake he once made. Hey, I told you not to talk about that in front of Kaze. Don't worry, who cares? Everyone gets mad when a customer yelled at you for calling her a wrong name. Ooh, yeah, of course anyone would. It's a funny story now, don't you think? I've heard it a million times. I guess you were scolded by Kikuto, too. Absolutely. After all, care and effort I put into raising him, my sworn brother. Yet, he made a foolish mistake from the very beginning. I have no choice but to chastise him. Utsumi scowled and a long sigh as everyone gossiped about him. In the midst of it all, I felt a slight prickling pain in my chest. There was still so much I didn't know about Utsumi, and yet Yoko had gotten to talk about all that so easily. Speaking of, what does he mean when he said he raised you to be honest? Yeah, what he mean is, I'm Kikuto's sworn brother, which here in Yoshiwara means like he's a parent to me. Kikuto took me under his wing, and he helped me out until I could take care of myself. Oh, how interesting. What about your real parents? Oh. That should probably invoke like super awkward silence, right? Yeah, about that. He's an orphan from the mainland. He was taken out of poverty and brought here. Kikuto took over explaining for evasive Utsusemi. He had a tag that said Utsumi around his neck, and we didn't know anything about his parents. Wow, is that right? A tag that said Utsumi. How mysterious. My heart felt so heavy. I knew it was only natural to answer the questions one is asked, but he had said he had never told another customer about that part of his life. I had thought it was our little secret. But I couldn't keep a frown on my face. I had to do my best to entertain Yoko too. When the banquet was in full swing, I went to the courtyard for a breath of air. Maybe I drunk too much. The night breeze was cool and comfortable. I wish I could stay out there until the banquet was over. So that's where you went, Kaze. I heard Utsumi's quiet voice from behind me. Utsumi! I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd been gone that long. No, you don't have to apologize. I was looking for a chance to talk with you alone. Utsumi, smiling a troubled smile, came into the garden and touched my cheek with his finger. Oh, for some reason, I felt relieved. I felt somehow he was telling me that he was closer to me than Yoko. I'm sorry. Forgive me. We spoke on top of each other and burst into laughter. We both wanted to say the same thing. Looks like it. I'm glad to see you're finally smiling. You've been looking so down. I thought you were about to kick Yoko right out of the party. Don't be silly. I'd never do something like that. That's good to know. I'm sorry. You look like you were having a hard time too. Yoko's a friend of mine, so you couldn't turn her down. No, this is still my job. I'm thankful for you bringing us a guest of honor. Although it was difficult to deal with her if she continues to ignore our customs. Especially since you're sitting there quietly with such a difficult look on your face. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so quiet, seeing as she's my guest. No, it's just me that I'll have to be magnificently sociable. Magnificently. I tried picturing it, and the image of Utsumi, so unlike himself, made me smile. It's not that funny, Kaze. You're thinking it's impossible, aren't you? Sorry. After smiling a moment, I relaxed and remembered something I had forgotten. That's right. Utsumi, would it be all right if I gave you a coin pouch? A coin pouch? Yes. I took a small pouch I folded up and put inside my bag. I just happened to find this fabric at our store, and before I knew it, I had made this. I worked a little hastily, so it's not very good. Wow, you made this? Yes, earlier today. Oh, horseback archery. Huh, I know they made fabrics with this kind of pattern. I kind of want to see this pouch. What does it even look like? Wow, it's sewn so well. I'd expect nothing less from a daughter of a tailor. His praise embarrassed me. Seeing him this happy made me want to try making him something more complicated. Thank you very much. Utsumi smiled gently and tucked the pouch neatly into his breast pocket. Kaze, it's time for me to go back. I'd love to be alone with you for longer, though. Utsumi. Are you going to stay out here for a while? No, I'll go back in too. Sorry for making you worry about me. I was feeling a bit better thanks to our talk, and the banquet probably wouldn't go on for much longer. It was time for me to regain my composure and do my job. At last, it was over. The banquet had come to a close, and even though I felt bad for Yoko, I was relieved. Afterwards, as Yoko stood up, preparing to go home, Utsumi quietly rose and came my way. Before I could ask what was wrong, Utsumi leaned over and touched my lips with his. Oh, okay, hi. Kaze, are you coming to the shop tonight? Yoko, it's apparently saying she wants to spend the night with me. If you come, I'll tell her I have a previous appointment and refuse. You'll come, won't you? Of course, I answered immediately, and Utsumi smiled. Great. Then come by the shop later. I'll be waiting. That was all Utsumi said before he left. Yoko wanted to spend the night with Utsumi. I wondered who had told her reconnaissance could be bought for the night. Whoa. Okay. But what about the 3 meeting rule? What? Then again, that's also how I was wondering about that. It's like, how could I... Because some of them get multiple partners and they're not their usual by the sounds of it. I don't know. I'm so confused how this world works. Sometimes it like messes with you, like with a gay house part, and I don't know. I'm confused. If anyone can figure this out, leave it in the comments. That'd help me. It was always a possibility. I knew that. But still. No, I didn't even want to think about it. That was so fun. The people on the island are so lucky having such a nice place as this to come. Yoko looked like she was in a good mood. I'm glad you had fun. My smile grew wider. As the daughter of the Kitsune family, I really was glad she enjoyed herself. Although I'd have to given her a warmer reception if she had only fancied someone other than Utsumi. So tell me, which courtesan do you like best? Huh? He must have been at the banquet today, right? Is it Kikuto? He was the handsomest, after all. Was it really just 3 courtesans? What happened to, like, Asagiri and Takagawa? Where'd they go? It's a secret. He wasn't there. Yes, let me say he wasn't there today. That'd just be totally awkward. It's Utsumi. Let's just be honest. You're my friend. He's my, husband. So, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Friend. It's Utsumi. Oh my. He's certainly inferior to Kikuto in status, but he's a good person. I know, he really is. She wasn't at all upset. In fact, she was happy that someone shared her opinion. So you like Utsumi's type too? We think alike. Oh, I guess so. At any rate, thank you. I'm glad I got to experience such a lovely banquet. Again, thinking on it, they said mainlanders do come visit and they come to the shop. So I'm assuming that's how the whole buy them for a night type thing works, where you kind of can skip through it all, I guess. I don't know. But I guess if you live on the island, you have to go through there 3 times, three visits, I guess. I don't know. Just a thought. It was too bad they said first time guests can't get into the back rooms with the men, though. I'll have to come again. Well, let's go home. Oh, I have something to finish up here, so I'll see you later. Oh, okay. Good night. Please come by again. I will. Good night. Yoko waved ecstatically and turned around. Ooh, I was left for Ohgiya. Even before she was completely out of sight. I was like, screw this, I'm out. Excuse me. I called out in front of Ohgiya and the manager soon came out. Good evening, Miss Kitsune. Utsumi's waiting. I will take you to him. Great. Thank you very much. Apparently he had heard from Utsumi that I'd be coming. Relieved, I followed behind him, catching my breath after running. Damn, I can run in a kimono? I'm proud of myself, I guess. I wondered if I was falling in love with Utsumi. Or was this just my desire to have him all to myself and keep him away from Yoko? I didn't know. Regardless, tonight, when I saw Utsumi's face, I doubt I'd be able to remain as calm as I had until now. Ooh, that was actually a pretty good chapter. And her friend Yoko was like, back off, Yoko, my man. You don't touch him. I was like wondering, like, is she gonna beat him up? I don't even know. Well, that was interesting, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. Until then, Kaze out. Bye, guys. See you in chapter 5. Bye.